Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's yoga class for acceptance, where we will be opening up the spine and focusing on our theme of acceptance. Today's class is a class that we hold postures a little bit longer so that we can get deeper into the connective tissues. And I'll be using a device to balance out the left to the right side. All right. Once you set up your music, come to a comfortable cross-leg position, maybe adjusting the seat bones with a block or a cushion underneath the hips so that you can maintain a nice straight spine. If it feels good, roll the shoulders away from the ears and back a couple of times, and then rest the hands onto the legs. Close the eyes and start to take a few deep breaths in and out through the nose. With each inhale, lengthen the spine, grow a little bit taller. And with each exhale, ease and relax the forehead, the shoulders, and the whole body. Deep inhale. And deep exhales. Continue taking these long, deep breaths, which help us to tune inwards, bringing inner awareness to the emotions of what's happening inside the body. Today's practice, we're going to focus on the opening of the spine, as well as focusing on the theme of acceptance. I invite you, as you continue to take these long, deep breaths, to think about acceptance and what that means to you. And maybe shifting your awareness to a situation or a challenge which you might be struggling with. And where it might help for you to bring acceptance. As you continue to take these long, deep inhales, take in long, loving nourishment. And as you exhale, letting go of any stagnant energy hold in the body. Deep inhale, take loving nourishment in. Deep exhale, let go. With your next deep inhale, place the hands by the hips. Start to bring the knees up towards the chest, and then allow the knees to drop to one side and then the other. A couple of times when shielding the legs. And then drop the knees to one side and turn into an all-fours position. As we prepare to move into melting heart, place 2 blocks at the top of the mat, shoulder width apart, and then bend the elbows onto blocks. Hips stay above the knees as you spread the arms forwards. Deep stretch around the shoulders. Place the hands in prayer and start to raise them up towards the ceiling, or keeping them forwards if you prefer. With each posture, giving yourself a few moments to adjust and find your edge. And then hold. If the forehead can touch the floor, allow it to drop. Hands can shift closer towards the back of the head or stay towards the ceiling, depending on what feels good for you. Keep the forehead pressing down into the mat, bringing new oxygenated blood up into the brain. A chance to help calm the mind. Nourishing your thoughts. Relax and experience acceptance. And if you ever find that there's any pain in these postures, you're welcome to back off and find a more comfortable version. And if you do find that the edge is starting to create for space and you'd like to go further, be welcoming and accept that opening. Go deeper into the posture. Last 2 deep breaths here. And as we slowly come back out the way you went in, press the fingertips into the floor, raise the hips above the knees, blocks to the side, and come back into an all-fours position. Wiggling out the hips or the shoulders if that feels good. Shoelace, also known as cow face. Right knee forwards above the left, and then open the heels as wide as you can. Support of the hands, weight into the hands, walk them back, and to bring the hips between the heels. If they don't comfortably touch the floor, consider using a block or a cushion underneath the hips. Give yourself more space. Make sure there's no pain in the knees. The targeted area are the hips and the glutes. And if there is any discomfort in the knees, you can maybe take a half version, extending the bottom leg, left leg forwards, or even give yourself more space, sliding the feet away if that suits you. Once the knees are comfortable, take a deep inhale to stretch up. Press the palms of the hands into the soles of the feet. And exhale, fold forwards. Allow the head to hang. Once you've found your edge, staying there without trying to push, pull, or bounce. Just allow the stillness into the body. These longer held postures allow us to completely relax. Allow us to get deeper into the connective tissues. Keeping the joints healthy. At any point, you're welcome to close the eyes, helping you keep that inner awareness in your practice. Feeling a lovely deep stretch into the spine, into the lower back, around the glutes. Resolve to remain still. As we reach the end of this hold, notice how it feels around the area compared to when you first entered this position. And simply bring awareness without judgment, without trying to change or push yourself. Accepting where the body takes you today. To come out, walk the hands gently back up. Bring the weight into the hands, push into the mat, and walk the hands forwards. Other side. Right knee behind the left. Open the feet nice and wide. Walk the hands back. And once again, making yourself comfortable with the hips between the heels. Adjust the position using a block, cushions underneath the seat bones for support. There should never be pain in the knees. Intense stretch is good, but not pain. Place the palms of the hands into the soles of the feet, pressing gently. Inhale, lift up and stretch up. And with your exhale, fold forwards and allow yourself to hang. Taking a moment to readjust if you need to. And then set the intention to stay still. About 3 minutes. So that the body can do what it needs to do in this posture. We are working our body to our edge so that we can find more space for growth. And as we reach the end of this longer hold, really starting to feel maybe some discomfort. And maybe when we reach these spaces of discomfort, finding ways to create more space, more growth. Slowly coming back out. This time stay with the hips onto the mat and take the legs in front. Feet hip width and sway them side to side. A few times, bringing the movement back into the hips. Windshield. Butterfly. Bring the soles of the feet to touch and drop the knees out to the side. If you have quite tight hips, or if it's already tense and uncomfortable, grab a hold of a few cushions underneath the glutes. Make it a bit more comforting in this posture. Otherwise, without the cushions, take a deep inhale to stretch. And exhale, fold. Slide the hands down towards your feet. Thumb on the inside. And allow the head to hang. Getting deep into the spine, into the lower back, as we're also opening the hips. Allowing yourself to hold it here in stillness and accept all the sensations around the body and throughout the mind. Whenever the body creates more space, accept it and allow yourself to go deeper to the next edge. And then pause there. As you continue to observe the breath and the sensations around the body, notice if you're holding any tension. Allow all the muscles to completely relax. Last few deep breaths here. And slowly wake your way back out. Use the hands to support the knees as you bring them back to center. And on us, adding movement to the hips, moving legs to one side and to the other, windshield. Moving into our half butterfly, extend the right leg out and bend the left. Bringing the left foot into the inner right thigh. And then opening it up slightly so we can release the inner hip area. Half butterfly, I'm going to leave you the choice of 3 different versions so you can choose which one feels best for you. Either turn to face the right leg and walk the hands forwards, allow the head to hang. Another option is to bring the right hand on the inside, reach the left arm up and over towards the right foot, opening up the left side of the body. Or if the third option, face the right leg once again and bring the opposite hand on the outside of the right foot. And allow the head to fall. So each version will be getting into different parts of the spine. Choose the one that feels good for you. And then hold. Commit to stay in complete stillness. Try to remember to soften and ease into the posture. When you find areas that are tight, try to speak to the body, tell it what to do, where to relax. Last 2 deep breaths here. And slowly walk your hands back out. Bend the right leg, extend the left. And give yourself a few options. I do recommend whichever version you took on the right side, you also repeat on this side. So first option, torso straight directly, the same direction as the leg. Other option is to bring the left arm on the inside, right arm up and over. Or the third option, face the left leg and then bring the right hand on the outside of the left foot and give yourself a gentle twist, stretching out the lower right part of the spine into the shoulders. So you decide which version, which choice you like, and then stick to it. The most challenging part in these long holds for many people can be the mind, which starts to wander, starts to think of everything else outside of what's going on in this room, in this moment. Pay attention back to the breath on each inhale and each exhale. And continue focusing on the breath as it brings in loving nourishment into the body. Make sure there's no pain. Just hang and allow the body to relax. Last few deep breaths on this side. And slowly make your way out. Nice and gentle. Bringing the spine back to center. Extend the right leg. Grab a hold of your blocks. One or maybe two. Place them in front. Straddle. Legs nice and wide. Hands in front. Take a few deep breaths as you circle and round in one direction. And then into the other direction. Nudging on to our hips. Then coming back to center, take a deep breath. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, fold. Allow the head to hang forwards. If that's far from the blocks or from the ground, allow the weight of the head to hang and use that weight of the head to create traction into the back of the neck and to the top of the spine. If you are close to your blocks, bring the forehead onto your block and allow yourself to hang. Remember, there's various heights to your blocks. Find your edge, the one that suits your body, that feels good, and then hold. Once you've rested the head onto the block, close the eyes and bring the awareness inwards. Pay attention to the fluctuations of the breath, the balance between each inhale and exhale. And recognize the space of the mind as well as the thoughts in the mental body. When we practice yoga, we're not only working the physical body on a cellular level, we're also working towards an energetic body and the emotional level, allowing us to release deep stored emotions. when the muscles are relaxed, the stresses move to the ligaments and the joint capsules. We usually tighten our muscles to protect our joints. But when we relax our muscles, we can actually exercise our joints. Trying to stress them. This more yin style of approach to yoga is not meant to be comfortable. Staying into the area of discomfort, despite the mind may ask us to move, allows us to create growth, to open up to new experience, to growth and acceptance. Slowly coming out, walk the hands, bend the legs, start to wiggle them, bounce them out a couple of moments. And then bounce the legs in front and windshield. A lot of windshield today to move the hips around. All right. Bring the knees to one side and around to face the mat, lying down onto the front of the body as we move into our Sphinx position. Wiggling out the hips a little bit, a couple of times, getting the spinal fluids moving. Find a comfortable position for the hips, for the legs. Roll the shoulders down and away from the ears as you press the chest forwards. Relax the glutes. And allow this traction into the spine. Passively stretch it out. And you can choose to either stay here in stillness, gazing forwards, or if you'd like to move into a neck and upper spine stretch, bring the shoulders up towards the ceiling and away from the ears, and then drop the head down so the crown of the head is reaching down towards the floor. Use the weight of the head to create traction into the neck. If everything's okay with the neck, start to sway from one side to the other, shifting the weight from one forearm to the other, allowing the head to rock just like a pendulum from one side to the other. Really explore how it feels around the neck, taking these rocks a little bit wider or smaller, depending on what feels good for you. Slowly making your way back to center with the head. That sway, that rock, becoming smaller and smaller. Till you find yourself back to stillness at center. Slowly coming back out. Press the elbows into the mat. Roll the neck back up. Give yourself a moment back into Sphinx. Shoulders down, back, chest forwards. And then lower yourself down. Make a pillow with the hands. Rest the forehead onto the pillow. And relax. You may find the lower back might feel a little bit stuck. If it does, just wiggle hips side to side. Spinal fluids moving back in the area. Seal. Slide the hands towards the edges of your mat, depending on your flexibility, either up higher or down towards the chest or waist. Take a deep inhale and press into the mat. Raise the chest up. Relax the glutes. Relax the hips. And hang into the stretch. Opening up the front of the body as you continue to release the spine. If it's too intense, you can slide the hands farther away. If you need more intensity, bring them closer towards your hips. Finding your edge and holding it there. Try to relax the lower back muscles, the hips. Then slowly coming back down. Release the back. Make a pillow with the hands and wiggle the hips out side to side. Two more deep breaths here. Neutralize the spine. Place the hands back towards the shoulders, tuck the toes, and gently push yourself back up into an all-fours position. Moving the hips from one side to the other. Few circles. A gently movement in the hips. Back into the center. Coming into a counter posture of child pose with the knees nice and wide, the width of your mat, toes touch. If holding this posture longer bothers your knee, you may want to place cushions underneath the knees, and then hips towards the heels. Adjust the hips, make sure they're comfortable. Take a deep inhale, stretch. And exhale, walk the hands forwards towards the corners of your mat. Then release the forehead onto the floor, onto the mat. Lift the torso, slowly start to walk the hands back. Bring the hips up. Take a deep breath in, all fours. And then release the hips to one side. Gently turn around to bring the feet towards the back of the mat. Hands behind the thighs, slowly roll the spine one vertebra at a time, pressing into the mat. And then once the shoulders touch, release the back of the head, press the hands onto the hips, press into the lower back. Reclining, half moon, Bananasana. Move the whole body to the edge of the right side of your mat. Then extend the legs, place the hands onto the hips, and start to shuffle the heels towards the left. As far out as they'll go, without the bones of the hips moving. Then shuffle the shoulders to the left as well, creating this banana shape into the body, this C shape. Hips stay as they are, arms above the head. Grab a hold of the opposite elbow with the opposite hand and press into the mat. Press the shoulders, elbows, back of the head into the mat. Feel a deep stretch, deep opening all along the right side. If you'd like to add on, right ankle above the left, deepening the stretch. Close the eyes and allow the body to fully relax. Slowly coming out the way you went in. Bring the right foot down. Arms by the side of the body. Shuffle the shoulders to the right. And then shuffle the heels back to the right. Bend the knees. Press the lower back into the floor. Give yourself a moment. Other side. Shuffle the whole body to the left edge of your mat. All the way to the left. And then extend the legs away. Keeping the hands onto the hips. Shuffle the heels to the right. And find your maximum. Shuffle the shoulders to the right. Opening up the left side. Bring the arms above the head. Grab a hold of the opposite elbow and press into the mat. If you enjoy the crossing of the ankles, you're welcome to bring the left foot above the right. And relax into the stretch. Slowly unhook the foot. Bring the arms by the side of the body. Shuffle the shoulders and then the heels to the left. Bend the knees. Press the lower back into the mat. Lengthening the lower back. Bring yourself to the center of your mat. Grab a hold of your block, preparing for supported bridge. There's different heights to your blocks. The lowest or the middle level is ideal. Just don't use the highest. And once you've chosen the level, the height of your block, raise the hips up, press the heels into the floor, and place the block underneath, onto the bony part, into the sacrum. Adjust it, making sure it's comfortable position. And then slide the legs away, extend them, and reach the arms up towards the ceiling. Bringing the natural curves back into the lower back. As we stretch and open up the whole front of the body. Close your eyes and allow the weight of the body to sink in. And now slowly bring the hands back to the other side of the body. Weight into the hands, bend the knees, press the heels into the mat and raise the hips up to release the block. Press the lower back into the mat, extend the legs, and simply observe how the body feels after that posture. The lower back, the hips, simply observing and allowing all the feelings to sink in. Bend the knees, draw them in towards the chest. Make a few circles clockwise and a few circles anti-clockwise. It should feel good for the back as we massage it. And now to open up the upper back, bring the feet on back onto the mat, draw the knees out to the side, reclining cobbler, supported with blocks. If you have 2 blocks, I'll show you where to place them to open up the spine, otherwise using cushions underneath the upper chest. Hands by the side of the body, bend the elbows to push up, raise the chest up, then slide your blocks underneath. The one is going to go in lengthwise, placing itself onto the spine, between the shoulder blades, the top of the neck, and the second block would go underneath the head into this T shape. So just like that. I'll stand up to show you, but you can stay lying down. This is the length T. Have them onto the floor. Place yourself onto them, taking a few moments to really adjust and make sure the blocks are placed correctly between the shoulder blades, and then allow the head to relax, the arms out to the side, and close your eyes. If it's too intense for the hips, using cushions underneath the side of the hips next to the glutes, and making sure you position blocks and cushions in a comfortable manner for this longer hold. Really letting go. Opening up the thoracic spine, the chest, the whole body. Last 2 deep breaths here. And slowly making your way out. Bring the arms by the side. Press the elbows into the mat, chin into the chest. Pushing yourself up. Release the blocks. Place one to the side. Or the one in your hands. And then roll the spine back down. Squeeze the knees together. Draw them in towards the chest. Make a few circles clockwise and anti-clockwise. And then place a block or cushion between the knees, the thighs. Final spine twist, a more yin version. Arms out by the side. Drop the knees to the right, look to the left. Close the eyes and allow the whole body to relax in this spinal twist. Bring the knees back to center and drop them to the left. Look to the right. Staying on to the left side of the body. Roll onto the left side. Right hand in front. And then slide the bottom leg away. Keep the knee onto the block. Extend the left arm underneath the ear, making a pillow with the hands, with the arm. As you get to rest here in this yin savasana. And if you did begin the practice with an intention to accept a situation or challenge, coming back to it, to a resolution. And if you wish, internally say, I accept and am grateful for whatever challenge you're dealing with. Please stay in this more yin savasana, or if you prefer, roll onto your back. Make yourself comfortable, placing cushions and pillows underneath the knees or the back of the head. Maybe covering yourself up with a blanket if you have one. And allow the whole body to completely relax. Accepting and taking in all the benefits from your practice. We're all working in different areas of our lives, in different challenging situations. Whether it's dealing with the limitation of our body, in our yoga practice, health issues, challenging coworkers or friends. There's so many circumstances that we face daily. Walk into acceptance to bring light to those challenges. Acceptance does not mean passively allowing life and its struggles to just take over us, but to acknowledge the situation and then acting to find ways to feel better and not allow that struggle to gloom our days. Some things are entirely up to you, while other things are not entirely up to you. It's surprising to realize which one falls into each category. Acceptance is a process, not a perfect or easy one. And often the way we discover acceptance is by taking a deeper look and recognizing the things that we cannot change, whilst finding what we can improve. Acceptance is an active process. It must be practiced. Acceptance does not mean liking, wanting, choosing, or supporting the situation we struggle with. It doesn't mean that you can't work on changing things. And it certainly doesn't mean you're accepting it's going to be that way forever. Acceptance does not mean complacency or giving up. Please stay as long as you wish, as you can, in this final relaxation. Enjoy all the benefits and have a lovely rest of your day. Namaste.